Y'all ready?
It's already recording, so
Oh,
whenever
my
you guys
mama.
are ready.
Hey, we
Cool.
ain't never ready. We were born ready for this.
Y'all never ready. You were born ready. That's gonna fall.
Are y'all ready?
What's gonna fall?
That's good. Like,
Make sure your phones are on airplane mode.
Don't tell me what to do.
Mine is on Do Not Disturb.
Yes.
Oh, I probably should get my tripod back. Oh, you're doing live. Hey, what's up, people?
Well, if you
No, I don't need it. I really don't need it. I was over there on the wall. I was on the window. It was right there. Sure was. I was there.
All right, cool. So, welcome everybody to episode 2 of Cloth Talk.
That's dose in Spanish.
Word.
Y'all are
I'm
weird.
Montez. I'm Montez. This is Basehead. I got Illa, and we got Shelly the
Hey,
God.
hey.
Shelly the God on the boards. We can't have her on camera because she needs to control the session.
Ooh. That's what's
So
up.
she's doing
Ooh,
important work right
sassy.
now. So, but she will be talking, so you guys will hear her on the live stream.
Factory.
So we're going to start this podcast off by saying rest in peace to XXXTentacion and Jimmy Wopo. But before we just skim past that with just the rest in peace, I guess what do you guys think about all of this stuff? Because I mean, there's a lot of stuff going online, just with his death in general, just from people vilifying him and people calling him a legend. Like, what do y'all feel about this?
It's unfortunate, and like I tell a million others I've spoke to in the last couple of days, it's like when you hit a certain peak or reach a certain level in just overall celebrity or stardom, you just have to leave where you can't stay where you come from. Like, because especially with somebody with a past like X, like you can there's no amount of good you can do. The people you fucked over in the past don't forget it. They don't care.
Yeah.
They wanted you to lose before you even had anything. So you just can't move around like everything is all good.
That's
It's-
real.
It's tough.
I mean, I think personally, death is death. Like in the sense of like, as many people try to throw whatever you did in your past, nobody deserves to die, in like because of that. There's no coming back from that. Now, we do know the eye for an eye when you kill people, all that type of stuff. But being 20 years old, I look at his age too. I look at all the older OGs, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, absolutely.
people that's like 60, 70, when you hear their stories, they messed up their whole younger life.
Right.
What do you do when you kill someone in that younger life before they turn over that leaf? And he was in the process of turning over that leaf.
And that's what I think a lot of people didn't know. I think that their perception from what they saw in the tabloid, like in the news, from what he did before, makes them feel like, well, he wasn't a saint, he wasn't an angel.
Right.
And for me, I look at it like you said, he's 20 years old. Malcolm X was not the best dude at a young age. Big Pun was not the best husband at all. Tupac had some crazy things going on as well.
You know what? I'm gonna go back a person. Big Pun.
Yes.
So, for instance, Big Pun is worshipped, arguably considered one of the top 5 in most people as far as an artist. We know what he did to his wife.
Yeah.
So you have to think about it in context. What's the difference? The only difference is the age and the maturity, you know? So a lot of times you try to look back and blame and point fingers. And in the age of the internet, it all ties to what's relevant now. So people hops on every topic that's popping versus actually nobody cares. A lot of the critics don't really care about XXXTentacion. They didn't care about him. Like it wasn't, oh, this case popped up. All right. Oh, this happened. Oh, what's the next news for this week? You know what I'm saying? So now the death happened. Here they go chiming back in. Next week it's going to be whatever the hot topic is, or, you know, it's just the cycle of that continuously happening.
Yeah. I mean, well, Shelly, what you think? Shelly the God.
What do we got?
I don't mean to be laughing, but it's definitely an unfortunate situation. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really heard a lot of his music to sit here and say that he is a legend. But the music that I did hear, he was speaking on some stuff. You mean, you also can't deny that he did try to, make right with a lot of situations. But But that's the thing about karma. I feel like it's not gonna come when you think it's gonna come.
Right.
It's not gonna come when you're at your lowest. It's not gonna come when everyone hates you. It's gonna come when you deserve it. And I feel like, unfortunately, this was the only way karma was gonna get at him. So it's just on top of that, all the lack of, empathy and of the situation is overwhelming too.
Yeah, yeah.
And I found out that he passed because I saw on Twitter that he was slumped in the car.
Yeah.
I didn't find out because TMZ had posted it. That's how I found out about it. So to see it like that, it was more shocking. Like, okay, we're gonna get a news report later saying that he's fine, he's in the hospital, whatever, ICU. But to hear that he actually passed from that, that's when it was just like, okay,
yeah. I mean, there's more reports coming out now from witnesses saying that, just basically kind of detailing what, from their perception, what happened. That he went there to buy some dirt bikes. As he was leaving, he got to that stop sign. Black van pulled up. They had red bandanas on. Told him get out the car, and he was like, "What's going on?" And then they shot him 3 times. So
I didn't even get the 3 times part. I didn't hear about that one.
So he got shot 3 times in the neck, which is why he was slumped over that way. Which was, that's crazy.
3 times with the neck,
Yeah.
you're dead on impact.
Yeah, so it's extremely unfortunate, and I saw people doing the whole comparison to Tupac, and some people were like, "Man, what you mean?" And my response to that was, he might be for this generation of kids, because I have plenty of homegirls who have young sons and daughters, and they cried, because that was an artist that they actually looked up to. Like,
we
that.
can't deny his fan base either.
For the youth.
Yeah.
For the youth, I could see.
For the youth, it was crazy to me how many young people were affected.
Yeah.
Because you're not being where we are, being the music choices that we had when we were growing up. We don't exactly communicate with the young generation unless they're family, unless they're kids of our own, or whatever the case. And you're disconnected from who they're like listening to passionately.
Right.
Like
Exactly.
you might hear them listening to a Drake song in the radio and going crazy, but what about the artists they're actually seeking out?
Right.
Exactly.
So to hear them cry out the way they did for XXX kind of really spoke volumes to me, because I'm like, yo, like, he obviously had a fan base that no one knew was touched that level.
Huge fan base.
And that's why I said, I like, for this generation of kids, this new generation, he might be their Pac, because when you look at Pac, when he died at age 26, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I was
26.
Yeah,
25,
I was
25.
I was like
25.
9 years old when that happened, but he was still something to me, for me coming up.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So for these kids, 26, he had 5 studio albums, 5 after he died. 20 years old, 2 albums. You know what I mean? The way that they went about things, the way that they approached people, how they dealt with their problems as far as being real loud and crazy, it's kind of similar. And I can see it.
Even more so, even though we say Pac, if you catalog wise, even more so Biggie.
Yeah.
Because think about it, Biggie only had 2 albums. And
True.
he had that crazy outpouring as well.
Yeah.
Because you can't go the line of work. Pac had a deep line of work, but I'm just saying, you're looking at
Right.
XXX's 2 albums and still watching, you know what I mean? Like, he still had that diehard fan base and impact.
His latest project was actually, like, when it came out, I didn't really care, but at the same time, it was one of those things where, for me, I listen to pretty much everything that comes out to give it a listen, and I was surprised. It was actually good.
No,
That project is extremely diverse, has different types of music on it. I think it's something for almost everybody in this day and age.
No, it's not everybody,
Yeah.
for sure.
So I mean, like I said, I definitely want to say again, rest in peace to XXXTentacion and Jimmy Wopo. So I want to, just give a moment of silence for those 2 young men before we continue on. All right. Now, we had a lot of interesting things happen after that. We had 6ix9ine changing his tone a little bit.
A little bit.
I'm not sure if it was sincere, especially after more details are coming out that, like, that he wasn't in the car alone or something like stuff like that. It was a whole bunch of things. So for him to come out like, man, I'm sorry for anybody I offended. I'm like, yo, it might be too late.
I saw the
for
footage.
some people.
I saw the footage.
Yeah, the footage of him
Security
like
footage.
2 or 3 in the morning.
It's crazy.
So it's interesting. This, do you think his trolling will stop or kind of calm down now that this has happened?
I think he's a little scared.
Oh
yeah.
no, he's
I
for
think-
sure
I think-
scared.
I think
For him
every-
to feel
yeah.
entitled to say something to the public after that.
Yeah, I think every
After-
young rapper is
yeah.
kind of afraid, like, okay, what happened? But I mean, honestly, I don't believe that this happened due to his trolling. I think that he was in a neighborhood with an I-8 and a Louis bag with 15 grand,
Right.
trying to go
Okay,
buy some
yeah.
dirt bikes,
Hmm.
and it was just, as Chicago would say, they called him lacking.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't think that it came from trolling. I just think it was an unfortunate
trolling
situation.
been done
wrong
for-
place, wrong time.
He hasn't trolled this year.
True, Very
So
true.
it's been done.
Mhm.
very true.
And going back to the X situation, speaking on 6ix9ine, like it's the same thing. Like he's scared now. Let's say he, changes his ways next week. But we heard all the shit talking he did this past year so far.
Yeah.
That shit's gonna, and if something does happen, it's the same thing. It's like you can clean up your act right now, but
Yeah.
you can't. Like nobody's gonna forget all the shit you done did and said.
Yeah.
So,
So, I mean,
it's,
yeah.
it's too late.
I think we're gonna see. I do hope that he changes his tone a little bit because it's crazy to me that that he's doing what he's doing, and a lot of these young rappers are using that thing that's to go further. They're using this trolling thing to go further,
Right.
and it's not. I mean, it's never been smart, and I think all the OGs have been trying to say that.
I think one thing about the trolling is you got to be careful who you rub the wrong way. And the reason why I say that is because everyone who's only been using the phones for their whole life, you realize that's all they know is trolling. They know the Facebooks, they know the Instagrams, they know the Twitters. That's the life. Oh, I got beef with someone, I'm going to hop online and talk stuff. But when you're going at certified generals and gang members who don't get on the internet for that type of stuff,
Right.
they don't know that. Like all they know is, oh, you talking. Next time I see you and the camera's not in your face,
Oh, it's on.
then it's on. You know,
absolutely.
so when you start looking at the average person who just listens to music and takes that for what it is and doesn't know how much further it can progress after that moment to when people think it all died down. Oh, it was just a couple internet jokes. No, the same people who got disrespected and their whole reputation and life lives on the fact that you disrespected them.
Yeah,
Unless you killed that the right way, you're gonna pay for it. And that's
Absolutely.
that's one thing that a lot of the generation now doesn't understand, because we do live in a society where we're so short focused. Like we don't really pay attention to much after it's not in our face.
yeah, and I think that's
Right.
really going to change. I think that begins now with the passing of X for the younger guys using trolling as their marketing, their marketing tactic. Oh, do y'all care about IHOP changing their name?
Yes, I do.
I'm not eating
Um,
there no more.
I
so-
just want to know why they decided to
I think we all thought it was
start
going to be
making
breakfast,
burgers.
right?
I thought
Yeah.
it was going to be
Yeah.
breakfast too.
yeah.
Or yeah,
Well, it
breakfast.
could have even been
Breakfast.
brunch. I mean,
Brunch.
that's stupid. That's dumb. But
International House of Brunch. Well, yeah, brunch. It makes more sense
Yeah,
than
breakfast
burgers.
or brunch with the burgers.
I'm gonna still go to
man.
IHOB and order pancakes though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
I've
but
been to IHOP in over
what
15
is
years.
what is y'all's favorite breakfast spot?
Definitely not IHOB.
Damn.
you know what? I'm gonna just say chain wise, where I know I can access. I would pick a Denny's over an IHOP, but
I'm not picking Denny's over IHOP.
Nah.
but IHOP is not open
I can't.
24 hours though.
Yes, it is. Depends on which one you go.
Oh,
Denny's
yeah,
is only
that's
good when
true.
you're
No.
lit.
That's true.
I
and you need something like
I
soda.
cannot. Every time I go to Denny's, it fucks up my stomach.
But-
I don't like Denny's.
But you know what though?
and
Then
their
again,
bacon is ass.
I don't really get breakfast when I go to Denny's, so I mean that's probably
True.
Well,
Anytime
I'm not a big breakfast, bro. I'll just eat something at home for breakfast.
anytime anybody has said, "Yo, let's go to Denny's," it's been late at night.
drunk.
Like,
yeah,
yeah,
like look, I need something to sober up.
right,
Yeah,
right.
it's not.
I'm like, man, this is fucking.
Honestly, I don't even really really go to restaurants for breakfast.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was
that's
like,
kind
I
of.
really
don't
I mean,
know.
well, have y'all off? I think it's off Adams. Have you been to Antique Row?
No.
It's like a mom and pop's place. Dog.
If you talk
No.
to San Diego, Brian's 24 downtown.
I'm gonna try
is
that
dope.
too. I'm just
Yeah.
saying. I'm just
Oh
saying.
my God, Brian's is
I'll try it.
really good.
I'll try it.
We need to take like a squad trip down there.
Oh yeah, and we
Maybe even
we still
after
gotta
this.
take a squad trip to Kick and Crab because me and Shelly, and,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
we gotta go completely as a squad.
Oh yeah, because y'all went last time.
Yeah,
That's right.
we gotta go because y'all tripping.
I haven't had crab in a while, so
Yeah, and that's like that's the only place up there. But
Yeah.
w-
that-
some, how do y'all feel about Waffle? Because one of my boys was like Waffle House. For me, I
never
remember
had it.
Fabo and Kaylin came to Phoenix, and I wanted to go to IHOP because IHOP never fails for me. I know that it's a safe place to go if I don't know anything else. Although Lolo's out there is, man, that beats Roscoe's 1,000%.
You know
for
the
me.
funny thing about Lolo's?
Really?
What's up?
I was in Phoenix with a old dude I used to work with.
Yeah.
He doesn't know anything about the hood, right? So
Yeah.
he's like, "Yeah, we can go to a chicken spot, Lolo's." I said, "All right, chicken spot. We in downtown Phoenix. I'm
Yeah.
brushing that off." He said, "Yeah, it's on South Central." I said, "Hold up, another red flag. South Central? I don't,
Oh, South Central
yeah,
Avenue,
South
yeah.
Central. But
Yeah.
anything named South Central, that's hood. Like regardless, you know
it's not really
certain.
the hood over there though.
But compared to the downtown scenery, it's actually you start going
I
into.
feel you.
You know, if we walked over there, I'm like, it's probably gonna close, dude. We went down there, closed at 7, and dude was so scared. Like, it's kind of sketch over here. And I was dying. I'm like, bro, I could have told you automatically when you said Lolo's Chicken and Waffles on
But
South Central.
They have one I think in the airport or very next to the airport too. Like it's kind of it's good. Dog.
And I haven't
You
been
said
there
it's better
yet.
than Roscoe's?
It's better than Roscoe's.
I think Roscoe's is
What's better
overrated.
than Roscoe's, though?
Lolo's
Huh?
Chicken Waffles.
Lolo's chicken and waffles.
No,
Oh,
I'm
but
saying,
what
what
item?
is it? Like, what item?
What item?
The chicken or the waffle?
Everything. Every time I go to Roscoe's, my chicken is dry.
Shit.
When I go to Lolo's, never. My nigga.
You know what? I'm
never.
I'm 50-50 on my chicken being dry at Roscoe's. I haven't
I've
had
never
it both.
I've never
But
had a bad experience.
see, that's
at
what I'm saying. But
Roscoe's.
I never had dry chicken at Lolo's.
But I feel Roscoe's is overrated anyway.
Why?
I do too
Why?
because it was not trash, but it just ain't Lolo's.
All right.
We gotta go.
I
we gotta go to Lolo's.
Yeah, I guess I just have to
Because
go to
there
Lolo's
was
then,
there was
'cause-
also one time I went there. They had it was an omelet, but they said refried chicken with gravy in and on the omelet. Dog. Oh my!
Can we
God.
skip topics? All of us kind of suffering from hunger over here. You know what I'm saying? He just
Yeah.
melted
Had
talking
to
about
be
food.
the
This is-
best omelet I had in my fucking life. You have no idea. I kept going back and asking.
trying to picture it.
It was like a seasonal thing, so they didn't have it all the time. So when I went back, I was like, "Hey, do y'all cook still know how to make this?" I was explaining it. One time they said, "Yeah, we can still make it." They made it. The next
all the other
time,
times, nah. Huh?
the next time they was like, "No, we don't have the chef no more." I was like, "Man, I don't want to come here no more."
Yes. Why you didn't hit the chef up? Why you find out where the chef went to work?
Come here no
Dog,
more.
oh my God, that was
Mom, I want to go home.
Most, I mean,
that was fire. I'm not gonna lie.
I have a general consensus about most places that are overly talked about, kind of like a Roscoe's.
Mhm.
Sometimes they are so hyped that it's not that they're bad, like they're good, but I feel overrated because a lot of times the best joints are the mom and pop places in cities that aren't talked about. You got to kind of pull up, know somebody who's been there with the best ratings.
Right.
I think that's
especially-
why I like Lolo's, because Lolo's wasn't. It was like you gotta try it, and because it was kind of talked about, but I think I approached it with low expectations too,
Yeah,
and I was like, "Yo, this is good as fuck."
yeah, it's fire,
Like, dog,
fire.
that is crazy.
What are like the price range?
I don't even know. I pay it. I don't give a fuck.
Bro was like, it's $20 more. I'm going there.
Dog, they got the Kool-Aid is fire.
They got Kool-Aid.
Yes.
You know who
Oh,
has
that's
really
fire.
good
It's
It's,
Kool-Aid?
just
automatically
like, it's just
fire
like
if you got
M&M's in
Kool-Aid.
Vegas. Like M&M's have they got Kool-Aid and green. They got all that shit.
If they have
dog.
Kool-Aid at a spot, it has to be fire. It
Yeah.
has to be.
What is the Kool-Aid served in?
The little mason jars.
Okay, mason jar.
Oh.
Okay, if it's served in cup, I'm like, I'm good.
No, y'all
The
not
only
doing the cup.
restaurant that
Wow.
I've gone to that has Kool-Aid, like legit Kool-Aid, is Chiba Hut. And that's like over
Hey,
here.
I
wait,
heard that
at
place
the
is
Home
good.
now,
Boulevard.
isn't Chiba Hut medicated food?
No.
not?
See, okay, that's the one thing I have to.
I was thinking it was. I didn't know.
It's
Yeah, I
not.
thought it was
it's
at first,
it's
too.
all influenced.
Mhm.
Like the name of the food is named
Oh,
different
I thought it was
strands,
like
but
CBD
it's
infused.
no,
and-
it's totally like medication free. Like
Oh,
I
Cause
heard,
was like,
I heard this place is pretty good too.
they
It's
have
good.
they have a shared tea over by SDSU,
Yeah.
and it's across the street from it.
And it's
okay, I
next
know
to the
exactly where
Waba
it is
Grill.
then.
I mean, you know that's on point. Waba Grill. I don't like Waba Grill in Hollywood, though. North Hollywood, they be tripping.
Oh, so this was pretty funny when I saw it on my timeline about Jamie Foxx being accused of slapping a woman with his penis in 2002. So it said the accuser said that she was inspired by the Me Too movement to file a police report and wanted to one of the alleged incident documented in case there were other accusers that come forward.
All right, I'm not laughing at the fact that she came forward, but I'm
Oh,
laughing at the fact that she came forward.
I'm laughing because it's a lie.
I'm not, yeah, exactly. I'm not laughing at any of these accusations if
Right.
something really happens to a woman. But like, what do you have to do to really say I got slapped in my face?
That's why I was asking. I was like, do you know where you gotta be to get slapped in your face with a dick?
You gotta already be down. I mean. Look, you got to be down there.
So they said it was at a house party, right?
It was a house party.
That's number one. He's at a house party. Oh, okay.
I mean, I will say, look,
Jamie Foxx's house.
I do understand because I think we all grown here. I think we've all maybe have been in a situation with someone, and maybe something was going down. You wasn't cool with it. So I'm thinking maybe she wasn't cool with it. Because what I read, he wanted her to give him head, and she was like, no. So maybe he already had it out, and she wouldn't do it, and he kind of just tapped her with it or something like, yo, come on. Like, put the mic in your mouth.
I mean, I think... Bruh, I think...
If she smashed after that, then she has no business filing anything.
Nah, I think...
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, if y'all fucking, like, it's consensual.
If that happened, but
some
she's
shit kind
lying,
of happens
so it doesn't
sometimes.
matter.
Because she made it seem like she said no, and then he was just like, and just slapped her in the face with it.
Look, I showed y'all a gif of the
sound effect was on point though, low key, huh? Okay.
I showed y'all a gif of the possibilities of being slapped. I went straight to Google. I was like, look, I remember this was floating around back when we went to the Art Institute. There was like this gif floating around, this porn star. Like, he just pulled his dick over and just let it go and just slapped her in the face. That shit was hilarious.
Okay, but in all seriousness, and I mean, like, Shelly, I want you to kind of chime in, being a female voice of reason.
Please do, because I really want to know.
I'm the female.
Have you ever got slapped in the face?
Well, no, that for sure wasn't where that question was going. Montez kind of.
Hey man,
Yeah.
this is called podcast. This is us. We homies.
But damn, like
This is called podcast.
Wait
We're
a minute,
homies.
that's not. That wasn't the question.
I know it wasn't. It was my question.
All right,
Sorry.
what was the question?
Montez, you really waiting for an answer for
No,
that?
I mean it could be answered, could not be answered. I'm just saying.
Okay. With the attack on celebrities,
Word.
it kind of irritates me that, even though men are always put as the dominant gender when it comes to finances and everything, we don't really have a voice in the sense of if a woman comes out and says something, it always 99.9% of the time.
The percentage is changing. I've seen the statistics. I know what you mean.
Yeah, we're trying to, but I still feel like the women have the upper hand. Like, they're
it's not
right.
in the light.
They're.
It's only because a lot of men aren't saying anything.
That's true too. A lot of men you kind of get looked down upon if you speak out on certain things. But
Especially black men.
oh, for sure, black men. But
Oh, no, you're fine. You're okay.
yeah,
But
absolutely. I feel like the attack on celebrities comes in numbers. Like, the moment anyone feels they can get any kind of money, they step out with a story. And I feel like that's watering down the stories of women, because you kind of go, all right, well, is it true? Or you feel like you're being attacked? Like, Shelly, how do you feel about the fact that women are all of a sudden stepping up like, hey, this happened to me 15, 16 years down the line, 30 years down the line, like 10 years down the line, randomly, when they didn't say anything before?
That's such a touchy subject. Just because you guys know how I feel about it personally. As a female, especially in the entertainment industry, not just in music, any kind of entertainment. For a woman, especially a minority woman, to come up and be in the same position as, the opposite sex, we have to do a little bit extra. We have to prove a little bit more.
You do.
Yeah.
So, 15, 20 years ago, a lot of these CEOs that we had to shake hands with were men, predominantly. So, as far as like the Me Too movement, I totally don't agree with it, because it's like, if it really affected you, you know, you should have said something right then and there.
Right.
But for the women that are really traumatized by this, I'm glad they're speaking up.
Yeah.
Whether it be 2 hours after the fact or 20 years. For a woman to be in a situation like that, having a peace of mind is all you want. It don't matter about the money. It doesn't matter about the social media or the following behind it. To be able to sleep at night and to wake up and be like, okay, everything is okay now.
I mean, I would say I'm okay with that. Like I'm good with that. My issue a lot of times with it is a lot of these things. Like, think about you're in your career. Maybe nothing happened, but 40 years from now, I say 15 years prior, you did something to me that didn't happen. That accusation that came out, you've been stripped of your business. You've been stripped of, like, your reputation is completely tarnished. That is that's crazy to me, because these, like, people like Morgan Freeman, they were trying to tear him down.
Bill Cosby.
Well, Bill Cosby, that's
different.
But he did it.
But this is what I'm.
I mean, but I get what you're saying. Wait until I feel like they need to be proven guilty.
Exactly.
First.
See,
the court of public opinion is ridiculous.
Now, I feel in Bill Cosby's situation, for instance, you have a man of color and high power reputation, and there's been something that happened to white counterparts, also high power. Their series will stay online. All their different sponsorships, accolades, everything to their reputation stays intact.
Except Kevin Spacey.
Okay, except Kevin Spacey. but so the one example of many, but you kind of look, they're taking down Hollywood stars, they're stripping them of what he donated to colleges, all because of hearsay.
Exactly, and that's the problem.
And I think that's unfair, because
that's just crazy.
There's no, let's say, in a certain instance, everyone goes, oh, guess what? He's not guilty. You don't get it back. You just get, like, it's just kind of like, oh, my bad. Hey, all right, go on about your day.
Yeah, I believe that if you went to jail or you had any accusations like that against you, the woman who gives false accusations that are proven false, because I don't want to make it a slippery slope where anybody who says something that doesn't get proven right, you know what I mean, or proven like, oh, you're guilty, should serve any sort of time. But I feel like if you're proven false, like you're lying and you admit to lying or with all that stuff, then if a dude served time, if I serve 6 years for something I didn't do and we find out I didn't do it, she needs to serve at least half my time.
Yeah, or something.
At least half my time.
For real.
You know,
that's fair.
Because that's just it's unfair that we're sorry, DNA, blah blah blah. Now we see that you're not guilty. Congratulations, you have the freedom to walk about outside these gates.
$12.
Yeah,
and it sucks because your image is tarnished. You kind of walk out, and even if you are, innocent, what happens is in your industry, people will be like, "Oh yeah, that's right, you're the innocent one with the money to hire someone to get you off." Like you don't get that.
Exactly.
All right, back to top tier money and top tier dollar, but
yeah,
it's a problem. I think one thing that I really look at is that I used to work for an organization that put on violence, abuse, and trauma conferences. Yeah. So a lot of the victims would come out at different times, and they would speak to educate. Like, I think of a lot of these women came out and they enlightened people in the same industry. Yeah. Or they gave, here are the telltale signs that could be leading that way, or here's numbers to get help. I think it'd be more beneficial than just saying, hey, that famous guy, point a finger at him, strip him of what it is because of whatever. But it's like, at least help out other women versus just coming to take one person down when you can influence and put that into the actual industry you're a part of.
Exactly. Well, I mean, hey, I don't know. This stuff needs to be fixed in some way or another.
It does.
I'm not sure how true this is. I did see it a couple of places, but the ex-boyfriend of LeBron James's mother claims Cavs star slept with Beyonce and has proof.
Delonte
Lambo.
Okay.
He claims that Beyonce was LeBron's side piece, and that is the reason that she and Jay Z skipped on LeBron's wedding, and why LeBron and Savannah did the same to J and B. I'm like, nah, you're reaching, bro. He got a book coming out, so I'm like, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing, pimping.
If Beyonce was anybody's side piece, it'd probably be revenge. If something happened with Jay Z,
I think we would have known though.
I don't think we would have known.
We wouldn't have known.
I-
Not with
I don't
the
think
way
we
they
would've
are.
There would have been some kind of
'Cause we still don't even know who the
paparazzi
girl is.
photo or
Yeah, we
some
do.
kind
Who?
of
That Jay Z was with.
You talking about Rachel Roy?
Rachel Roy.
Wasn't that
That's
Dame
Dame
Dash?
Dash.
Yeah, Dame is ex. I don't even know if it was really her.
Okay.
Cause-
Wait,
cause-
wait,
cause-
wait,
I
what
mean,
are you
'cause-
talking about?
Was it the one Dame Dash apparently cheated on with? Reason why he got
Yeah.
Chun-Li kicked in the elevator by Solange and all that connecting story.
Yeah, they were saying that it was Rachel Roy, and then she came out and said, "No, it's not me."
Nah, no, it wasn't her.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
Yeah, it wasn't.
I don't
her.
know. We don't know. We still don't really know who it is.
I just think it's a really funny story. Though.
It is a funny story.
I think that the Carters are extremely genius at their marketing.
Very.
Absolutely.
So I don't really believe 95% of what comes out because I know it's going to get sales. Because they know what to do. You know, so in this day and age, you got to kind of use shock value to get people to buy
They
and
know to do
download
with
your stuff.
everything but Jay Z's hair.
Yeah, I mean Jay Z got
I mean-
got an interesting fro, and KD got.
All right, okay, okay. We're about to do this right here. I'm curious.
Uh.
Who has the worst hair between Jay Z, KD, and Jada Kiss?
J. Cole.
No, that was
Added it.
he looked like Mufasa. Like
To a
we
whole-
talking
No,
about
you said- you
Jay
said-
Z,
Oh my
Jay
goodness.
Z, KD, and Jada Kiss.
Worst hair.
Like,
KD,
KD.
because
He-
Jada's
he
been
just,
bald.
He just don't brush. But
It's-
but
just
it's
don't
like,
brush.
It's like
but
3-year-old don't brush though. It's
yeah,
like
it's bad.
Yeah.
But Jada now though, like Jada's hair now, you can't say he was bald. I'm talking about today. The
I
hair-
mean,
No,
but
I mean,
it looked like a normal hair.
no,
Except-
that,
except-
not
no,
that
no,
lineup.
just
Except for the hairline.
Yeah.
The hairline look
we
crazy.
black. The hairline is everything.
But he
the
can fix
hairline
that.
look- Yeah.
KD
KD,
can too with a brush.
I
know
I don't know.
people.
We don't know.
I know
We don't
some
know.
people.
I don't know.
I
He
know-
might just have to go with the skin,
Yeah.
the skin cut. Like you know, how you go real low, and all you can do is do a razor line
Yeah,
up.
he could take one of my brushes. I got him. KD, I got you. If you hear this,
Man,
I got one for you.
that shit is insane. KD, you make way too much money.
So do Jay Z. I don't know what's going on.
LeBron is trying. At least he's trying. KD
Yeah.
ain't even trying.
LeBron got different hair
I
lengths
just
every
noticed
different game.
Jay Z got the same hairstyle the Blue got.
Of course.
Yeah.
This is
Is that
baby.
the reason why?
Nah,
I mean, I don't
That's
know
kind of
why. That's-
weird.
They Blue looks so much like him in the
Like
face now.
a
It's
father
scary.
ain't gonna be like, yeah, me and my
I'm not
daughter
talking
got the
about
same
his kids.
hairstyle.
No,
That's what-
no, I'm not. It's not even in the talk about way. Like, it's
Okay.
just one of those, like, you can tell that's his daughter, like, spitting image.
Mhm.
I don't see the Beyonce in her.
I do. I see
Okay.
both.
Not-
I think she's gonna grow
I see
into her
both.
Beyonce.
I think she'll grow into Beyonce.
I think
too.
she's going into Jay Z.
She-
I don't know.
Watch
I
watch
She's
Rumi.
gonna have a nice glow
Rumi
up,
gonna-
and
Rumi
everybody's
gonna
gonna,
have a
be
glow
like,
up.
"What?"
Rumi gonna have a glow up. That's what's gonna be. Watch. Oh, this XXL freshman list. I don't
No.
even know how to read
Next.
most of these
I
niggas'
don't
names.
even know anybody on that list.
It went to
Only
XL
people
for me. Like,
yeah,
it
only
was-
people I know.
XL.
Lil Pump. I know Trippie Red. I know
yeah.
Smoke Perp. Block Boy JB from the Look Alive
the
record.
first two names are the only
Ski
ones.
Master Slump God. We know who he is because he was the part of the reason why X got knocked out on stage. Jid, which I think that's
Jid is
just
cold.
just probably the best one on here. We got
He
Stephon
is,
Don.
but he don't deserve it.
Why?
He's the
What
best
impact has he had?
He's the
Jid is
best.
hard.
Just besides just having
No,
good
he
music,
hasn't
what
had any
impact
impact.
has he had?
He's the best
That's
talent
true.
wise, but he hasn't stepped out and done.
Everybody
anything.
else is like trolling.
Not really.
They have
Gucci Gang
fans.
was hard before trolling.
Man,
That was an impact.
Gucci Gang got on the Snap filter.
no, I know.
And then
I'm just
Trippie
talking
Red
shit.
got plaques on plaques on plaques on plaques. Then the trolling came. And then more
Man.
plaques.
I don't like none of them niggas
I don't like any
except
of them.
Jid. Just sure.
But Jid's
Ski Mask
album-
deserve it because he been grinding for a while.
Yeah, true.
He been
That's
grinding
true.
for. He should have been.
Oh,
up there with
Wi-Fi's
X.
funeral. Who is that nigga?
Who?
Wi-Fi's funeral.
I just feel like
Yo, that's a crazy name. I want to hear his music now. Yo, what?
I feel like his last name was Bluetooth Dead, and he just kind of
What happened? What are you doing?
she's
Hey,
playing,
Shelly.
she's playing the audio
Sorry,
back.
I was trying to see
Jesus.
if I can join, but it looks like I can't.
Yeah, stop
Yeah.
it. Stop
get
doing
off
that.
of it.
We heard
What the
you.
fuck?
I know.
Man, hey, Shelly the
See?
God is doing interesting things on her mic.
I was like, I hear
So
myself.
blame her for the audio doing that.
Sorry, guys.
Mic check 1
I
2
was
1
trying
2.
to.
I'm kidding.
I was trying to.
It's
be a
cool,
little bit
Shelly.
ahead of my time.
That was like 2 seconds. It's fine.
Anyways.
Oh, so with these albums that have recently come out, we had Nas, we had J Rock, and obviously B and J. So what do we think about J Rock? Well, Nas first.
I said what I said about Nas's last podcast, and I was on point. Like, man, I should have.
What you mean? What happened?
Yeah,
I
say it
said
again.
I said Nas's album.
Mhm.
I have a strong feeling that Nas's album is gonna be super liked by the Nas purist,
Yeah.
and there won't be much difference
Yeah, you're right.
as far as the content.
Yeah.
And that everyone who's not a diehard Nas fan might feel about it, but we will see when it drops.
Mhm.
And I mean, funny thing is, I thought the production will be better with that statement. I just wasn't feeling the production to that level, and I feel like Nas took, being an MC, it feels like Nas took pre-written and just threw it on beats. I don't feel like he wrote to the beats.
It's interesting, man. I'm
I'm gonna go last.
Like,
Go
go
ahead.
And to finish it up though, the bad thing was it was an all right album. I wasn't crazy about it, but I wasn't like, oh, it's super super trash. I was just like, yeah.
Okay. My take is, and people might the hip hop heads might kind of kill me for it, but I've never been that big of a Nas fan. I never took away anything from his pen or his abilities as an artist.
You just weren't a fan.
I just like Jay Z's bounce more. You know what I mean? Like Jay Z was
so
just spoken
does
more.
it have to be Nas versus Jay Z?
No, it's never Nas versus Jay Z. It's just Jay Z.
Well, I mean, you said you brought up Jay Z. You didn't say you liked.
I mean, I'm just saying because of how people would put them against each other. I just prefer Jay Z's music over Nas.
Quick question: you think Jay Z and Beyonce did that drop right after Nas' album on purpose?
No.
Okay.
I think, and we'll get. As a matter of fact, we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a minute. So, okay. So as far as Nas' album, I think that everything that Kanye is doing right now, the production seems like if they would fucking mix the records well,
it'd be fire.
It would be ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it's like they're masking this whole do a whole bunch of music within 2 weeks time and put it out. No single, no cover, no, you don't know nothing. We're just gonna drop it like guerrilla, like. And it's, to me, it's at the detriment of, like, for us, like for fans, it's not giving us anything. It's not true artistry. It's not them taking their time and perfecting anything. It's really just free sketching something real quick and throwing it out.
Do you think he's going to do like he did with the Life of Pablo and just keep releasing it to where it's like an updated version?
Because if he was, he would have been doing that.
Yeah, he would have been. He would have did that with Pusha T.
So like, yay, we forgave it because we were just okay, cool. Because it was still okay. It was tolerable. Kids See Ghosts. I was like, I'm not much of a Cudi listener either, so it was cool. But Nas, I like Nas lyrics. The beats with the lyrics seemed off a little bit.
It seemed like it didn't match.
Yeah, it seemed like it didn't match for me, and I know a lot of people disagree.
And I mean, we have a different insight anyway because we take a lot of us, we all know what it takes to create a song. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just we listen. We understand the process a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, so no, that album was like whatever for me. It was cool. And the funny thing is that when I heard it on the live stream, it wasn't even done, and that's the reason why there was sort of a delay because that's when they added Diddy and all. I'm like, why do y'all keep doing this? Just finish the album.
Yeah.
But I mean, for that, it was some conspiracies about I guess Ye kind of helping him get out of his Def Jam situation so he can go full mass appeal and do all that stuff with the distribution. I think distribution with Def Jam, but have his own label, which is Mass Appeal.
My turn?
You can
Bass
go ahead.
Head, what up?
He about to shred it.
So,
baby, here we go.
Rest in peace.
My take on it is, all right, the content was all there. Bars was all there.
True.
Same exact bars from 15 years ago.
Word.
Same exact content from 15 years ago.
You think he did
just sounded good.
You think he did the Too Short trick?
What's his short trick?
Shoebox rhymes.
Too Short
has a shoebox full of rhymes he made in '93,
and has
every feature since '93. He just pick a rhyme out of that shoebox.
And not
He
right
sounds
anymore.
like Jerry Seinfeld. Jerry does that.
What's his favorite word?
I mean, if he wrote that many times in that shoebox,
that's what I'm
saying. I mean, he probably did write that.
He probably did. I would not be mad if
he probably
did.
freestyles that. You know, shout out to the OG Too Short. You know what I'm saying?
Shelly, what you think about this Nas album before Bass Head kills it?
Oh, okay.
Because I want you to kill it, and then
I'm gonna let him finish his opinion about it.
All right. Well, yeah, I just feel like I'm same as Montez. I've never was a big Nas fan.
Yeah.
But I just feel like, man, if you're an artist that's held up to a certain caliber as everybody holds Nas as, it's like 15 years later, I want to hear something that will move me.
Yeah. I mean,
if you didn't move me 15 years ago, you used to come with the same shit 15 years later.
So you didn't think the whole Abraham Lincoln didn't free the slave stuff. You didn't think the lyrical content wasn't there for you.
No, it was there.
Okay.
He's just
It was
not a
there.
fan.
Okay.
It was
All right.
just like it was just like Jay Z's lyrical content was there 15 years ago. It's here today, but it's not
Jay
the
is
same
He's
thing.
pushing
See,
50, and it's still.
And it's not the same. It's not the
And-
same.
Lord.
though.
And the difference is that Jay Z's recording process
It's different.
is in the time that he's in.
True.
Reasonable Doubt, he did his hunger, his struggle. Magna Carta, he's talking about paintings. He's in paintings and buying mode. It's different, but he still knows how to execute.
Exactly.
I feel you.
Exactly. Like Pusha T talks about crack, but he knows how to do it in a million ways.
Yeah.
Like
True.
a million
Crack,
ways.
white girl.
Now,
Becky.
So I'm gonna give it that the content was there and
Okay.
everything. Lyrics, all right, cool. Sonically, it was super whatever,
Mm.
super whatever. Like
Got a cape on it.
it was horrible. I can't listen to it. Sonically, it's terrible,
Okay.
terrible, like terrible. I can't bro. My ears will bleed if I play that. I played it 3 times. If I play it a 4th time, I'll go deaf.
Wow.
So deaf.
Wow.
It's bad. Like
I
I
see.
think everybody that says they like it, like if people say they like the beats, they're lying. They are lying. They're
I
full on
don't-
lying. They will. Have you heard any remix from any of those Nas songs? Any freestyles?
Not yet.
They
just
know
came
yet.
out.
Nobody's gonna come out with it. Nobody's gonna do it. All those beats are
Just
whack.
wait. Somebody gonna do it.
Nobody's
Royce
gonna
the
do it.
5'9" gonna kill it. Watch.
You know what? The bad thing is, like, a lot of people like whack beats.
Well,
No,
we
they
know
don't.
that.
No, they don't.
Yes, they
no,
do.
They don't.
Yes,
they
they-
don't like whack beats. They like what the artist did to the beat.
Okay,
That's not.
I'll give you that.
It's
I'll give
it's
you
the
that.
cadence.
So,
It's the way the artist
so what
rides
about
it.
the rappers who get whack beats
What do you mean?
to rap on that they haven't heard somebody else rap on before and
Well,
select
they
whack beats?
That's them taking their artistry to that whack beat.
It
and making
depends
it
on the caliber of artist you are. Like
Mm.
we talked about this the other day. Like, what's a Bad and Bougie beat? It's fucking horrible.
But what they did with Bad and
Have you-
Bougie was amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So and everybody who remixed it came on just like the Migos did. Because
Yeah.
if you give that beat to anybody else before the Migos made it, they would have approached it a different way and it would have been terrible.
Yep.
That beat is like an unfinished beat. It's like basic as hell. It's ABC.
So is it that Nas didn't maximize his artistry on the beats and come to where it could have been a hit, or that it was just completely bad overall?
Yeah.
Both.
Oh my God.
Both.
Oh man.
What you think, Shelly?
I don't think it was that bad. I really don't. I mean, I see where you guys are all coming from. Like,
Were you a Nas fan prior?
honestly, I know of Nas. I've
Mm.
heard his music, but if you ask me right now, what's your favorite song, I couldn't tell you.
Okay, fair enough.
So listening to it, I came at it with open ears, and hearing his music 15 years ago and hearing it now,
Mm.
I agree with you guys. It sounds the same. It wasn't nothing that I haven't already heard that was gonna make me want to replay that song again.
And see, the thing is, that's not bad.
That's what I'm saying. It's not necessarily bad. That's what I was like. I didn't think it was that bad. But if you are expecting people to jump at this and be like, oh, this is some, it wasn't that.
It was like
wasn't
when Black Thought did the Funk Flex freestyle, and I was not moved by it. You were just rhyming for a long time, but you didn't say anything that was like, ooh, ah. You just
Well, I
held
think
your own
that's-
for a long time.
He did.
Oh,
have
shout
he
out
did
to
have some
Funk
double
Flex
entendres.
for joining in on the live stream too.
Oh,
by the
Funk
way.
Flex is
Like
live?
that's just how I personally
Yeah.
felt.
What
Like
up?
you can rhyme forever, but
Yeah.
it's like, well,
Yeah.
what are you saying while you're rhyming?
I think that, I mean, that's kind of the point for Flex, is just for bars. That's pretty much what it is. But some people go up there and they rip it apart in different ways. I like Black Thought's delivery, but at the same time, it's like I enjoyed Mickey Fax freestyle on that more than I
Yes.
did Black
Yes.
Thoughts.
Did you see Mickey? Side note: Did you see Mickey Fax on Sway?
Yes. Yes.
I didn't.
He did so many video game and comic references. I was just intrigued. Like he killed it. My
Oh
bad.
my God.
That's a side note.
So what about J Rock's album?
It was solid. I didn't have too much, considering what's been coming out the TDE camp.
Yeah.
What has been coming out the TDE camp, minus actually Kendrick at some points too. My expectations for the TDE camp exceed what a lot of them come out with, because I know the capability of their artists. So for J Rock, I actually predetermined that it was going to be in. And then I heard it, I'm like, yo, it's kind of dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, it actually was the exact opposite of the Nas effect, because I was kind of like, listening, and I said, yo, this is a real solid project.
Okay.
Because when I listen to other stuff, like let's say an Ab Soul,
Mhm.
I was expecting it to be just super whatever, and I'm like, yeah, it's still missing something. Like I'm cool with the tracks, but it's missing something.
Yeah. I
J
can see that.
Rock kind of caught me off guard
Mm.
to where I'm like, yo, he came out doper than what I expected, but it's still not an everyday rotation for me.
I feel that. I mean, I feel exactly the same way. Yeah, I don't got nothing to add to that. What about you? They said.
At first, I really didn't like it, but I gave it one more play all the way through, and it was basically like what I thought the Nas album should have been. Like the beats were like very subpar, but he made up for it with all the fucking content.
Okay.
The content was crazy. The beats weren't bad, but they were just like, all right, cool. Like I didn't like any of the songs for the beat. It was like really what he was spitting.
And his single with the videos catch. The videos was dope for that win.
That video was incredible.
Yeah. Shad, did you listen to J Rock?
That's the only song that I heard.
When? Okay.
Win,
Did you see the
win.
video?
No.
The
Yeah, the video's
video's
hard.
fly.
Okay.
Like it's dope.
Yeah.
It's real.
If that song's not on Madden,
Oh yeah, it gotta be.
Yeah,
if that song's not
That gotta
on
be on
Madden,
Madden,
or
2K.
Live or 2K,
It gotta be.
It might be on
or-
FIFA.
or FIFA, if it's
How
not
you
on
say
any
win in
sports
Spanish?
game,
Don't worry about it. It's cool. We're gonna
That's all right.
postpone that one.
It's cool.
like, man,
Oh. So last podcast we talked about J and B, and I know I was getting kind of frustrated
You were upset.
yeah, because
I
I-
saw you. You
'cause-
turned red.
because it was one of those things where I'm like, look, the tour announced. In my head, tour starts this day, which means album should come before that or on that day. And if they weren't, and if they wasn't gonna come on that day, then it would have to come by the European leg. It had one of them motherfucking days.
right?
They did it by London, though, right?
They did the European leg, the start of
Yep.
the tour. So
I told y'all niggas. Y'all thought I was slim, but I told y'all niggas.
I did tell y'all niggas, it had to be coming.
You know what? Shout out to the homie Beat Butcher too. He got a placement on the album. Yo, that's dope.
I
That,
told
Salute
niggas, I'm
track.
like, yo,
yeah,
it had.
the bonus track. Salute.
That's not even the bonus track. I put it as a bonus track because it was an empty track entitled. Because I wasn't about to separate that.
Okay,
fucking
well,
record.
my bad. It's not the bonus track on the exclusive podcast pre-listen we got. My bad. It's
I wasn't
not
about
bonus.
to I'm about to separate this track, man. Put it on the album.
Okay, so
So it's 9 tracks, and I just made the Salute a 10th bonus.
all right, okay, it's still on the album.
Yeah, it's on our album.
Whatever.
Shout out,
It is on our album. Oh, so what y'all think about the album though?
fire, fucking
It was
flame.
it was
That shit's
dope.
Yes.
You know what? I like.
Because I know you were like, I don't want to hear a bunch of drunken loves,
but-
and I
but-
told you it wasn't gonna be that.
But you know what though? Like, how can I? You know, there was a lot of shitting on people the whole album.
Of course.
But that's not.
Yep.
That's not. That's Beyonce is getting Jay Z'd as far as when she's coming out with her stuff. Beyonce has always been her dominant force,
Yeah.
but now she's in that complete Jay Z shit talking lane, and it
Oh, that's
really
Sasha.
it really started.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Sasha. Fierce.
Fierce.
Yeah, we forgot about Sasha.
It
Fucking
really
Beyonce.
started. It started super heavy on the commercial
Yeah.
level. Well, you know what? She was kind of doing it on that. What's that one song where she had the
Formation?
Formation. She was kind of doing. She had a little
Are
bit.
you talking about the Bow Down? Probably.
that too.
Yeah, because she was.
that
yeah,
too.
'cause
But
some people didn't like it.
But I'm saying on a super commercial level recently,
Mhm.
she did that on the top down track with Khaled. Like she was shitting all over people on that verse.
Even though that song's trash.
Yeah, but her verse though, if
Yeah,
you listen
yeah,
to
yeah.
it, she was shitting all
Yeah,
that.
her verse was dope. I just that song.
Yeah. That song's terrible.
I don't like the song, but I mean,
Khaled just needs to scrap that from the album. That was a failure.
Yeah,
It's Assad's
it's
fault.
another one.
It's
You know what I'm
Assad's
saying?
fault.
Yeah.
Assad's horrible, but anyway,
Do you like him? Like, because do you think? Because I know I listened to Joe's podcast earlier, and they were thinking, well, Joe of course has his feelings about Ye.
Yeah.
So they were saying that Jay was talking to Ye and Drake with the whole boss and all that, like this stuff that he was saying. I personally feel that when Jay's been sunning Drake on business for a while.
forever. Drake
Yeah,
has
forever.
never ever stepped in Jay Z's
Yeah.
lane.
I'm saying, but on
business-wise.
records when he's saying saying things revolving business, because especially when he said we measure success by the people successful next to you. When I look at Ye, that's the reason why I was like, it can't be Ye because Virgil is successful. Iban's about to drop his own stuff, his own shoes and all that stuff. Pusha, like everybody around him is still successful. They might not be Jay and like Kanye status, but they're still successful. But with
And-
Drake,
With Drake, everybody writes for Drake.
we got Party Next Door, we got Drake,
Mm-hmm.
Magic Jordan technically
Weekends.
the weekend, but that's not. I'm saying like you know what I mean, but
the
like
Knights camp.
yeah,
these people sort of live on their own, and they're kind of like Party Next Door is associated by label,
right,
True.
and but it seems like he kind of wants to be out of there. It's been that way.
right,
Magic Jordan is associated by label. They were already dope before they got there. Division
Yep.
was dope before they got there.
right.
True.
So I wonder. So that's how I know. I'm like, it got to be to Drake because
It is.
outside of him, who?
You know, the funny thing about it is, I think it's towards Drake, but Drake ain't gonna say nothing back.
He can't.
I mean,
No, he has. No, he has for sure.
Drake is. I feel Drake has been kind of put on mute for a second by Jay Prince.
I mean,
But when his
but-
album dropped, though, it's
that's-
gonna be
that's-
some
that's what they
slick
claim.
punches. You
they
know what I
claim,
mean?
and I'm looking at this like, look,
Ain't it supposed to drop next week?
yeah, on the 29th.
Okay.
It's interesting, man. We'll see. We'll see what he says, because I'm.
I feel
It,
like
it
it's gonna be
was
super light.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be super light too.
Like,
I think it's gonna be
I
super
think
light.
it's gonna be
I
all hype.
need the Drake from 3 albums ago.
Yeah. Oh, before we get to Drake, I actually shout out to Mantra. There's a producer that actually worked with my boy Fabo. He was pointing out something that I kind of noticed but didn't really look into until he did it. But I got a little bone to pick with Pharrell Williams.
Okay.
Oh my lord.
A little bone to pick with Pharrell Williams because out of every producer that we know, when have you known Pharrell to recycle beats or very, very, very similar beats and sounds?
Never.
I wouldn't expect it from him. Me and Basshead was joking earlier. We would expect it from Timbo more than
I
Pharrell.
don't really see it. Pharrell has a very diverse way of producing. Like it's a very diverse catalog.
Okay, well, let me show you something. Since so we have, let's see, Nice, right?
You might want to turn down the volume on that.
I already
too.
did.
Okay, we go deaf.
Yeah. I can do anything. Yeah. Hell no. Hell.
So we got that right.
Okay.
What about this?
Yeah. Yeah. And I got a colorful aura, like I got neon lights.
Talk to me, my nigga. Yo, when I
Virginia
heard
shit,
this shit,
that's-
I was
that's
like,
what-
Pharrell.
This is what I kind of feel happened. Are those the same? Okay.
Lil Uzi Vert, Neon Guts, basically got the same package as Nice by
That
Jay Z and
beat's
Beyonce.
like 2 years old.
Yeah.
That's like 2 years
I
old.
feel as if that was the same session and he made variations
Uh-huh.
and didn't know which one to go with, and they both got picked.
I'm gonna play it again.
No, I heard it. I
gotta do it for the audience, man.
Yeah.
Because when this came on,
I can do anything.
I was like, all right.
Yeah.
And it sounded similar. The bounce was similar. I was okay. I was like, maybe it's just because it's a track that rocks,
Right.
you know. But again, shout out to Mantra for showing the differences between this. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I feel like the same song.
Yeah. And Pharrell's on both songs,
Uh-huh.
rapping.
Oh, that nigga knew. That nigga knew he was up too. He was like,
He was
fuck
on
you.
both songs rapping.
He was like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, come on. How is this possible?
That make no damn
I got a bone to
sense.
pick with Pharrell Williams, bro. You are a legend,
It's the hat.
man. Fuck that hat.
Nigga's a vampire.
He must have skipped. He must have needed some sleep to be a vampire. Like he just woke up and was like, "Yo, I didn't remember picking this beat, but I'm gonna just pick it anyway and turn off some sounds here and turn up a hi hat here, and there we go." You know,
That's very unlike Pharrell, actually. That's kind of
yeah, that's what
because I was diving deep in my head of Pharrell Productions, and I was thinking what sounds like the same.
yeah. We have to find out, but that I was like, "Yo, that's crazy."
Yeah, it's kind of scary because it's like a little hint that Pharrell's like declining.
Maybe I don't
He
know.
ain't declining.
I think he just got.
I mean,
lazy.
he was declining. He was declining
Pharrell
with
was
the Robin
declining with that
picks.
Ti album, nigga.
Yeah. No, he was
That-
declining.
That shit was trash.
The decline to me was Justin Timberlake, "Man of the Woods."
Oh yeah, from the Ti album to now, yeah.
When I heard that album out play, I was like, okay, Supplies. I'm gonna give you that JT just because you're JT.
Nah, bro.
That
I'ma
whole
let you get
album
away with it.
shouldn't. JT, take it off your catalog. Just don't even tell.
I'm
people
surprised
that.
he's still going on tour. He's still on tour for that album.
Because
I
you
wonder
Because
if he's even
because it's Justin
performing
Timberlake.
that album.
First of all, he's not performing that album. Second of all,
Man of the Woods tour.
JT in concert is dope.
Of course.
So I mean,
of course.
he's gonna get that like JT plays like every instrument. When
Yeah.
him and Jay Z did the tour,
Mhm.
the fact that Jay Z like left the stage and disappeared completely when JT was there,
Yeah.
and JT did every singing hook on every Jay Z song,
Yeah.
as well as played instruments for himself.
Yeah.
That's dope. He solidified himself like on the performance tip.
Man. I don't want to talk about Drake's album until it comes.
Yeah,
But I
I'm
am
not
looking
that.
forward to it. I am looking forward to seeing if he comes light with
I'm
his
gonna have
jab
to listen
back
to it all week.
or if it comes hard with his jab back. We're gonna see. I am still super anticipating Teyana Taylor's album because the 2 snippets I heard, the beats are hard. She's going hard, and I'm really excited for Teyana Taylor's album, especially to hear Ye on some R&B production because that has to be mixed. You can't fuck that up.
Unless you're Ye.
Yeah, Ye
Nah.
could fuck it up, but I don't think he will.
Man, it's R&B. You can't. You have to mix that. You
I'm
have
so
to.
excited.
Well, I'm not gonna listen to it.
I'm definitely. I can't
Yeah,
wait.
if
If this
an R-
come out this Friday,
an-
I can't wait.
If an R&B record drops unmixed,
Mhm.
you can't even
That's
play it. Like
everything.
that's
That's
horrible.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So if this album sounds horrible,
I'm not gonna listen to it.
I'm gonna just say, yeah, look, it's just go ahead and build your low income houses. Go ahead and work on the Yeezys
Man,
and stop doing the clothes for a little bit. Just do the shoes. Make the clothes better later or something. I don't know, or make them less expensive. And maybe I might take it and do something with it to make it look better.
You need to call Rhymefest back.
Yeah. But yeah, he better not fuck Teyana Taylor up. Like that album. Yeah, that album better be hard. I'm looking forward to it.
It will be.
Oh yeah, I'm counting on. I'm hoping so. So I know Shelly didn't go because she didn't show up because she
Oh
fell
my
asleep.
god. No, first of all, it wasn't because I fell asleep. Okay. Traffic.
was up.
I try to give you some.
Traffic was crazy that day.
I try to give you some rope.
Traffic was crazy that day.
She
and
hung
I'm going to
herself.
just leave it at that.
She hung herself.
He said you hung yourself. He was trying to help you out.
And now I'm here.
Man, that's
dry.
crazy.
Just-
Anyway, Superfly was actually dope.
That shit was hard.
I thought it was gonna be kind of corny,
Same.
but they picked a great cast to play in that movie.
Yes, they did.
So I heard something about the main character was a huge snitch. It wasn't gangster. Like I don't really know. I'm kind of curious.
I mean, he just did. Who did this in the movie, or in the show?
What? Ace on Paid in Full.
Yeah,
did the
he
same
kind
thing.
of just used his resources to get everybody back and kind of free himself.
Basically. But
You
I
know.
bet that same dude that said that likes Paid in Full. It didn't say nothing about that.
True.
Paid in Full.
Hey,
It's-
hey, you
like,
know
I
what I'm
hate
saying?
people like that. Like,
I
Yeah,
think
that's annoying.
shut
I
up.
think people don't judge
A
everything.
lot of people
equally
don't even
across the
understand
board.
he snitched in
Yeah.
Paid in Full.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but it's cool. Like,
I mean, if
they don't even.
no, I'm not gonna tell you
understand.
because I say if he did snitch, I'm not gonna tell you the situation. You gotta see
That movie-
Superfly. Superfly was good.
So,
Yo, that-
so out of 10, what y'all give it?
I'll probably give it like an 8.
Yeah,
Dope, dope.
Good
sure.
8.
that shit was like the first 3 minutes.
Yeah,
We was like,
and this is hard.
we both sat up like, okay, this,
Yeah.
all right, cool.
Is it better than the original?
I don't even
I
remember the
think so
original.
because it's just for our generation.
Okay.
And it isn't really pimping or nothing like that. It's technically because he got 2 girls, and they know and they cool with it. Like I guess that aspect of it, but
Yeah,
it's like a revamped like for this generation Superfly.
yeah. It was
Um,
like they put extras on certain shit, but
Yeah.
it's like
Wait,
it's
Like
funny
they,
because
like they had crypto in there.
Yeah.
Like they had him changing his money to cryptocurrency for some
Right.
stuff, and
I feel like you have to do that for entertainment value.
Exactly.
Like everyone has to kind of
yeah, exactly.
over exaggerate.
Like have
things.
you seen the preview for it? Like with
Yeah,
the,
yeah, I've seen the preview.
You see like
Yeah.
the gang in all white with the big mansion
Yeah.
and everything. It's like a play on BMF, in my opinion.
I can
True.
see
Because it's
that.
based in Atlanta.
I
So
can
it's
see
like
that.
instead of the black with the white.
A
So
lot,
it's like-
a lot of
so it's
movies are
like-
coming out of Atlanta. A lot of movies.
Yeah.
I
For
mean,
real.
yeah, it's hard.
Is it safe to say that Atlanta is the for sure solid number 3 entertainment city? I mean,
Absolutely.
at this point,
Especially
It's
by
been-
next
it's
year.
been there, yeah.
Especially by
I think
next
it's been
year.
there. I think a lot of people just have been downplaying it and haven't really been paying too much attention. But when you look at some of the big shows that we have, like Stranger Things, The Walking Dead, the shit Marvel, a lot of shit is produced out of Atlanta.
The funny thing about that is that's all stepping outside of the urban category too to
Yeah.
make that statement. You know what I mean? Like I was thinking more so when you start to look at all the black entertainers and all the black businesses and the up and coming scene is ridiculous in Atlanta. Like, you know what I mean? Like I was thinking more so that, but for sure, even adding that to the category even solidifies it even more. I think
so.
LA and New York are the old giants. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone has played the LA and New York scene to a point to where people want refreshing things, especially in film. Like, you know what I mean? Like everyone knows the New York skyline, the New York cities, the LA, like everyone knows the Hollywood. Like it gets to a point to where it's like they want refreshing material. And I think Atlanta's definitely closing in with that.
I agree.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not sure if I'm the only person that's seen The Incredibles 2.
You are.
You are.
You are.
That shit's fire.
My
Jack
nephew
is a
was-
beast.
My nephew
I'ma
was
tell you that
gonna
right
see it
now.
last night, and he said it was really good.
Yeah, Jack is a beast.
I heard
and
people had a crush on the mom.
Everybody, she always got a fat ass.
Facts.
I heard they were shooting shots talking about the dads had to go see it and some more stuff. Like, man, y'all wild, bro.
It's like, man, if
Dang.
I was living in the digital age, if I was an animated character,
He said if I was animated, I would have went after the mom. I'm dead.
well, shit, I would have probably got whooped on by Mr. Incredible. But I mean, are there any upcoming movies and albums that y'all looking forward to aside from Drake and, well, for me, Tayana?
Travis Scott.
Okay.
He needs to release a fucking date. I don't give a fuck about them damn Cactus Jack shoes. I want the album date.
Damn.
It's probably gonna come with the purple ones. You know him?
Honestly, probably. Let's see, Travis. I'm real interested in what Gold Link is about to drop.
His probably yeah.
'Cause
Goldwyn's
that
music is
got
dope.
friends with Miguel is fucking
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, he ain't been missing.
Yeah.
Let's see who else. I think that's like off the top of my head. There's them two right now. How about you?
As weird as it sounds, I'm not. Like, and I say that as I'm kind of out of the point to where I don't want to put predictions up. I want to be surprised. And I'm kind of judging material by that now. Like, I know people are dropping projects, but I want to kind of go in with fresh ears to where I'm not expecting to be super great. I just want to be able to be refreshed. Like, I feel like a lot of the music over the past couple years has been stale. So I kind of just want to be caught off guard by not having any kind of precursor to what they're bringing out. Like, you know, even like we talking about Drake, like we just want the Drake that was killing it versus the Drake that's been out. It's not going in saying like, all right, let's just see what he does. Let's see what artistic mood he's in. Like I kind of am open to see what the rest is coming out this year.
Yeah.
As far as there's no specific thoughts to it, I just want to be surprised. Like I want to sit there and be like, this is surprisingly one of the dopest albums this year.
I mean, so far, Nipsey's album is hard still to me.
Nipsey's album was well deserved for a top of the album this
Definitely.
year,
Yeah.
for sure.
Nipsey's still top for me. I will say this Beyonce and Jay Z definitely, you know, served expectations for me.
Yeah.
I'm, as far as looking forward to, I'm looking forward to seeing if, and we'll see if Sci-Hi actually gets something from Ye, because he talked about it on Twitter. But it's been interesting because he's been at like Wyoming and all these listening sessions, but then when they show the credits of people who were there, he's like left off the list, and he's like, "Hey, don't forget about me. I was there too."
Yeah, but that's all. It sucks because Sci-Hi is not that known figure, and that if you're a lyricist, a lot of times, especially if you're using the pen, like you're not really in the forefront. So you're not going to be the name. If you can only list 10 names to market it, you're not going to be in those 10 names because people are going to say, who?
From good music, I damn near want Sci-Hi before I want Big Sean. Because
Big Sean's in the commercial light. But he has more fans.
He's not with Good Music no more.
Who?
Big Sean. He's with Rock Nation.
I mean, he's managed by Rock Nation.
He's not with Good Music no more.
I think he still is. What in the hell?
Look it up.
I'm gonna look it up later.
Okay.
But I mean, even like fine, if he's not, then Big Sean and Janae released the new 2088 because I like their project together.
No, they can keep that.
No, it needs to be done. We need some more emos.
Do we want them to talk about them or just make good music? Because remember they had the whole relationship fallout and
I don't want to hear none of that.
I mean, they're gonna have their own singing J&B, basically.
you can't even call it that.
I know.
Beyonce rapping now.
It's like, yeah, true, and doing it really well.
If Jay Z were to start singing, I'm not listening.
No,
to
I'm
him.
not.
I'm going to listen to Jay Z sing. I'm going to listen.
I'm not listening.
No,
I'm
I'm
going to
not
listen to
listening
Jay
to
Z.
You say you are?
It's Hov,
I barely am okay with Blue popping up on random tracks.
bruh.
And she's a kid. I should be okay with a kid.
She was the youngest kid ever on her track. She already broke records.
Have you ever seen Blue Talk?
Nah,
Yeah.
J. Cole's kid crying is the primary.
Have you ever seen Blue Talk?
Yeah.
On camera?
Yeah.
Like words?
I mean, have
Actually, no. Nope. I made that shit up. Nope, I have not. I have not.
Bro said
I
nope.
knew he was lying. That's why I said
nope,
words, bro.
I made that shit up.
Yo, I in my head, I'm like, yeah, I have, and I'm like, actually,
because
no.
you've heard her on songs.
Exactly. I heard it on songs, and I could see it being her moving. But then at the same time, now that you ask that question, it makes me feel like maybe Beyonce's talking, and they changing the tone and pitch and stuff. I don't know, but I'm not gonna get crazy with conspiracies. It's most likely probably Blue.
Yeah, because my homie's girl has a
Theory?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah, nah, we cool.
We good off of any theories, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we good
No,
on
we're not.
on B and
Just off
J.
that one.
Yeah, B and J A.
Trick
salute,
love,
you
Trick
guys
love the
released
kids, you know what I'm saying?
an
We
amazing
keep the kids
album.
out of it.
Shelly, what albums are you looking forward to? Or
I don't quote me, but I had seen something on Twitter about Bryson
oh yeah, I forgot he's
coming
talking
out
about.
with something out
As long as it
with
ain't
a
a-
project this summer, and he was talking about how it's going to be more happy music.
Oh,
So
no.
I'm interested.
we don't need Bryson happy.
Wait, but I'm
Okay.
interested because you can only be depressed for so long.
Trap Soul 3. Not Mary J. Mary J. been depressed her whole career.
Joe Budden's been depressed. No.
Okay, guys, but I'm just excited for that.
I
I
am
know
too. I'm excited for,
Tayana is going on tour
For Bryson. Yeah.
with
Jeremiah.
So
Yeah.
I'm super
Ooh,
excited.
my time.
And
By the way, that album was
and
supposed to
they're-
release last week.
they're coming to San Diego in September, so I'm really looking.
Go to the
forward
LA
it.
show.
Don't tell me how to live. my life.
Is this Live Nation? Because I actually have somebody that works for Live Nation I could probably get. I'm gonna check.
I
We
don't
need- we
know,
need press
yeah.
passes.
We
need
need
to
to
Oh yeah, that's why I'm trying to get
We either
everything
get press
beefed
passes
up.
or we gonna
Yeah.
press some people
Some
to get in.
passes.
Yeah, I'm definitely trying to
Wow.
get this platform to a point to where we can just.
Oh, we are. We
Roll.
don't- This is cloth
know,
talk. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
Real, raw, and uncut. That's the slogan. I just made it up. Nobody else knows. I do.
Stupid.
Everything I post, real, raw, and uncut.
Oh,
See,
wow.
that's dope. That's like,
It
you
is
know,
what
it's
it
like a
is.
tagline. And shit. And shit. You see, I put them on the spot. You see that? That's how you do it.
Yeah, man.
And shit.
And shit.
If you say
Hey, my
and,
aunt- my
if you
aunt
say
does that
and
shit.
shit after everything, it just sounds better. Like, what
Yeah.
you doing? Eating chicken? See, that sound like eating chicken and shit.
No, not that way. You gotta pause.
Eating
Pause
chicken
a little bit.
and shit.
Cause like my aunt, if you say like she's like I was eating chicken and shit, like
Yeah, see, yeah,
you add
see?
a little accent
the,
of
the,
it and shit.
the and shit adds so much emphasis without saying anything.
Because when you say and shit at the same level as what you was eating, it sounds like you eating that too.
And nobody's eating shit.
You never know. People are crazy.
All right, here we go. Anyway,
I seen 2 Girls, 1 Cup. They was eating.
That's-
Yeah, bro.
They was
Let's
eating
see.
Yo.
So it was a great show, guys. I really was looking forward to it, but
they was
that-
eating shit and shit. That's not cool.
That was
Why
insane.
are you guys even bringing that up?
Because I remember, and he's brought it up.
I was scarred for sure.
I wasn't scarred. I was just like, why would you do that?
Didn't one of the girls die because of that?
Probably. That's hepatitis like
I'm
a
not.
motherfucker.
I'm not shocked if they did, but I don't know.
I never looked into it to even find out anything
Let's
about their
not.
life.
Let's
Like,
just-
I'm not-
I
let's-
mean, what do you Google? Did 2 girls, 1 cup person die?
I didn't Google. Someone just showed me, and it was just the most traumatic experience.
I kept
ever.
hearing about it, then I Googled it, then I watched it, and I was like, wow, she's so stupid.
said,
Y'all
fuck it.
stupid.
You ever saw that? Like, there's a meme or a list of terms not to Google. And
Yeah, I seen that. I googled all that shit.
7 years bad luck right
Actually,
there.
I think like I
Oh,
googled
man.
like half of it, and I was like, I need to stop.
Bro,
need to fucking
and
stop. This
it
is
progressively
not
got
time.
worse.
She was like, I need to. Yeah, this is not good at all.
That's all bad.
Oh my goodness. Oh, did y'all see? I'm not sure if y'all into shoes the way I am. Virgil showed his latest shoe design for Louis Vuitton.
I haven't seen it.
It looks like a Jordan. The bottom is basically a Jordan 3.
What's it called?
I don't know what it's called, But it's on. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick.
Let me look real quick on my phone what you talking about right here.
My phone's about to die, so I'm gonna just use my imagination.
I'll show you it later. God, Shelly.
I've never heard this. What's it called?
I don't know what the shoe is called. Here it is, right here. Don't they look like a Jordan at the bottom?
Damn right.
Yeah,
Like this is a Jordan. I'm like, how come he gets to copy Jordan?
because it's Vuitton.
I know, but
It's Louis Vuitton. They can copy whoever they want.
I mean, no, it's Virgil because he did these the off
I
whites.
mean, but it's still it's
Probably
coming
got a
out.
patent. He
Done.
probably got a patent on that bottom.
Nah, that's a Jordan bottom.
Nah,
'Cause remember,
bro,
Ye
it's
couldn't even use
probably
it.
like an extra line or some shit. It's probably.
Well, I mean,
a patent.
he probably has like he probably changed the design a little bit.
Yeah, that's what
It
I'm
just
saying,
looks
like,
similar to
Yeah,
a Jordan
yeah.
at the bottom. That's weird
Like,
though.
that bottom is probably the same bottom as that shit.
Maybe.
Please don't
Honestly.
lift your foot up and check because
No, I'm not.
I saw your foot
Like,
twitch.
I'm trying to this shit over.
I kind of did. I was like,
I saw your foot twitch and I'm like, bro, you better not lift your foot up.
I
and
just
look at
feel
the
like
bottom.
it's interesting because I know when Ye was doing the Yeezys for Nike, he wanted to use the Jordan 5 bottom, but they wouldn't let him, and so he found a shoe that had a similar bottom, which was, it was like a trainer. One of the trainers, they had a very similar bottom to the 5, which is what he picked. So which is why the Yeezy 2s had a very similar bottom to the Jordan 5.
Okay.
But yeah, so that is Cloth Talk. That was episode 2. I want to thank everybody for listening. Shelly, the God, thank you for being on the boards.
Oh, no problem, guys.
Because
Anytime.
you know we don't call Charlemagne the God no more. We call him, what's his name?
Who?
Bernard or some shit. Charlemagne.
Yeah, Bernard.
Yeah, Bernard.
Yeah, Bernard.
Brother Bernard. That's what.
Brother
Yeah,
Bernard.
that's what.
Thank you,
I still
babies.
call him Charlemagne as a respect, but his name is Bernard.
Wait, I feel like we missing something. Did we talk about everything that happened this week? Didn't another major event happen this week? Something like that?
I don't know.
No.
We ain't
We'll save
remember.
it for the next episode.
Oh, you know what? Trump in space.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
We going to
Mhm.
space, nigga.
Talk about that shit.
Nigga, hey, we gonna fight aliens, bruh.
They
ain't
can
gonna
do
fight
it.
shit.
I ain't fighting
Space Force.
shit.
Space Force.
Nigga, Earth go hard.
Earth.
We're not fighting
Hey.
nothing.
Nigga, Earth go
Hey,
hard.
Earth go hard.
That's all he had to say.
Shout out to Lil
Okay.
Dicky, bro.
On that, I'm like, how arrogant of a species of us, like our existence, we think that we could just beat anything's ass, like
Hey.
something that ain't even of this planet, that don't respect gravity, that don't respect oxygen, that don't respect none of this shit. They'll blow this bitch up.
Man, in a heartbeat.
Like nigga,
I'm
what
mad
you,
because the Earth gonna get blown
it's gonna
up.
be Thanos, bro. It's gonna be that's
It's
it.
gonna get blown up. I'm dead.
Oh, you tripping?
I'm dead.
I'm
You
dead.
tripping
That's-
if
We
you?
better off going to the super Earths than to fuck with other life forms.
Yeah, we tripping.
Like let's go there to see if there's life forms there.
But
Not
the,
just in
did you see
space.
that Dave
Not
Chappelle
just
skit
out
about the
there.
space stuff?
The yellow cake.
No, the space when he was like, "Wait,
What?
the space." Let me see.
You remember yellow cake?
Nah.
You never seen Dave Chappelle?
Yeah, I have. I
Don't drop the yellow cake. Don't drop the yellow cake.
Nah,
Never seen that.
It's been a while.
Dave Chappelle's stand up was comedy, but I mean, considering In Living Color launched all those off, like I be feeling like certain. It did. It started off that whole sketch comedy series for black people, and launched off so many careers. But Dave Chappelle had it down pat, like for real, for real.
I found it. Let me see.
Drip, drip, drip.
This shit.
I want to be
Dave Chappelle. Somebody when
Yeah.
it said what I see when Trump started talking about Space Force.
Can't be distracted. What's going on with the war? Or what's wrong with the economy? Stop worrying about that. I got that under control. Lock, focus
the
on
cake.
space, nigga. The United States of space. Because I ain't stopping at the moon. Write this down. M-A-R-S. Mars, bitches. That's where we are going. Mars. Red rocks.
He said rare.
In that same skit, I think the person next to him was eating yellow cake,
Probably.
and they said, "Don't drop the yellow cake." That's in the same
that's why.
skit.
Okay, so I didn't know.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't know.
Anyway, we out. Don't eat no yellow cake.
Yeah, that's definitely. Yeah,
I
fine.
fuck with yellow cake.
Or yellow snow.
I'm black. I had chocolate cake my whole life. I'm tired of that shit.
I'm not. I won't.
Like he getting cake right now.
Wait,
Yo,
I'm confused.
You
So all
fucking-
black
fuck it
people
up.
eat is chocolate cake?
yo, you tripping?
That nigga got all the chicken ramen in his house.
I'm like, yo, no, I actually like beef more than the chicken ramen
What's wrong with you?
Beef is good.
because I
Yeah,
had
beef
chicken
is
ramen for
good.
so long.
Yeah. Oh.
Put an egg in it, you
So,
guys.
so when he
But-
does, when he does
but-
it with chocolate
But,
cake,
no, but sometimes I actually mixed the two, which is interesting. I mixed the.
So we
the
call
two-
it beef chicken or chicken beef.
I call it noodles.
That's salty meat.
Or I do the I do the Chicago shit where they say oodles and noodles. That's what we call it.
That's not really
Oodles
Chicago
and
shit.
noodles.
Other people say that.
Noodles.
Nah,
Where did that even come from?
Chicago.
Chicago.
You just gave him an N and said
Oodles and
Chicago.
noodles.
Yeah, it's like
Why
pop.
what's oodles?
It's just like
the
pop.
answers.
It's
just like
noodles
pop.
without
We
the
do
N.
it.
Huh?
It's oodles without the N.
It's just like saying pop.
Oodle,
man. This is
but
what it
what's
is.
oodles? Because you're eating it with noodles.
So
Man,
okay, so I'm from a city, you know what I'm saying? We're in a city where people say boodles.
We
but
talking
it's
about
different.
oodles right now.
It's not the
Oodles
same.
and
It's
noodles.
It's oodles and there's boodles, but that's not.
That's
that
like
has nothing
that's
to
like
do
talking
Oodles.
about pop right now. We can't.
with soda water.
That shit is not cool.
Sparkling
That's
juice.
nasty.
Definitely nobody says sparkling juice. I don't know.
No, blood orange juice is good. Blood orange, like sparkling juice is good.
Crip
I like
orange
that.
juice is good too. That shit on point.
My
Okay.
gosh. Okay, that was Cloth Talk episode 2. We about to get the fuck up out of here.
You gotta sign
Thank you
off.
guys for tuning
You
in.
gotta sign off.
I am Montez.
I am basehead.
I'm none illa.
I'm Shelly Jane,
God.
the God.
Hell yeah.
Maybe goddess.
That was
God.
episode 2, guys. Cloth Talk. Peace.
Bye.
Peace.